Hi, my name is Ben Spiller. I'm a third-year mechanical engineering student at Michigan Technological University. I would like to begin this video interview by saying thank you for considering me as a part of your team at Yanfeng Interiors. That being said, I'll begin with the questions that you have for me. The first question is, when you were a kid, who do you want to be when you grew up? That person for me was a snowmobile test rider. I've always been a part of snowmobiles. My family has always taken trips up north and to Canada to go riding, and the idea of using my creative engineering mindset of thinking of how to make products better and combining that with my favorite hobby was the dream job. And another thing the next question is, give an example of when you had to work with someone that was difficult to get along with. How did you handle interactions with that person? The first example that I can think of is my enterprise group last semester. So last semester we were tasked with coming up with an amphibious side-by-side that would be launched from a military vessel to bring troops or people to land and then traverse the land. We had a set of requirements that we had to meet, so like weight requirements, speed in the water, speed in land, obstacles that it could overtake, and things like that. So we thought that the first step to do would be come up with the major subsystems that the side-by-side would incorporate. So like what type of suspension that it would have wheels or tracks, would have one motor, two motors, a propulsion system, all these different things, get the basics down, and then after that we're going to dive into the essentially the chassis of the side-by-side and create a 3D model for the sponsor. When doing this, we were originally just spitballing ideas at our meetings that were so we'd go home, conduct research, and then come back to the team with the research that we found on different things, what we think would be best for the side-by-side. Then after we found all of our best ideas, we put them into a decision matrix, and then we would then vote on which one would be the best, which subsystem, and come out with a concept of the side-by-side. But when doing this, I found that one of the students in particular really kind of had an idea of what the side-by-side should be and wasn't letting all the rest of the students kind of get their ideas out there, and he's kind of just rebuttaling everything that they had with his own ideas. And so I thought a good solution to this would be to have everybody just kind of come up with a 10-minute presentation for each meeting. That way we all get our ideas out there without any interruptions, and we can talk about it with questions after our presentations. And the rest of the group members thought it was a great idea too, and that's what we ended up doing, and it worked very well, and we had no more problems after that. The next question is, what are 3 things that are most important to you in a job? So the first thing is a job that challenges me and that I'm always learning at. I don't want something that's the same old thing every day, just kind of going through the motions. I like the idea of using my head and having to think of new solutions to different things and using my creativity. Another thing that is important to me is being able to kind of climb, so not be at a dead-end job, essentially, knowing that if I go above and beyond with my effort and really go the extra mile, that I could essentially be promoted to a higher level position. A third thing is that a job that I have a passion for, so something that I can use my creativity in. I find that I am very self-disciplined and hardworking, and I can do a lot of things that I don't necessarily want to do, but if I have a passion, I'm actually interested in what I'm doing, my work ethic will increase tenfold, and that's pretty much with any person, and that's an important thing for me, is a job that I actually like and have a passion for. Another question that you guys had for me is, give an example of an occasion when you use logic to solve a problem. The first example that comes to mind was working at Warwick Hills Country Club last summer at the maintenance crew. So the maintenance crew is responsible for maintaining the golf course, everything on it. So greens, tees, bunkers, literally everything. Warwick Hills is a pretty high-end country club, and they have a pretty high standard of work. And one day I was following, so there's fairway mowers going out, and after the fairway mowers go, there's normally some clippings left on the fairway, and I would go through with we had a big blower that you tow behind a golf cart, and it would blow the clippings off of the fairway. And one day I noticed that there was some weird lines going down the fairway. I looked closer and it looked like there was something dripping actually from the mower. And so I tracked down the mower that I was coming from and told the guy, hey, you should probably go over on the cart path and figure out, it looks like something's coming from your mower. And we brought the supervisor over. He checked it out and it actually ended up being a hydraulic leak. And we saved a lot of damage from the golf course by acting quickly and getting it off the actual golf course and onto a concrete sidewalk, essentially, and it ended up not being that big of a deal. So another question was, the final question is, what was the first thing you ever designed? So the first thing I ever designed was my freshman year in an engineering class. Me and a team of 4 other students were tasked with coming up with an invention and then creating a 3D model for that invention. So what we came up with was a backpack that had an umbrella integrated into it. So this umbrella had to be hands-free and you had to be able to use it while riding a bike. This kind of came from us. We often, or me and a couple other members were avid bike riders, as a lot of students are up here, and we would want to ride our bikes to class a lot, but we often find ourselves kind of shying away from it because we didn't want to get caught in a rainstorm. And so with this being said, we thought, so what if we could have an umbrella that's always on us, because we always have our backpacks when we're going to school, and you could also ride your bike with it. So going along with that, we all had to model a certain part of the backpack, and then we put all the different models together into an assembly in the end. I personally had to model the frame of the backpack, and then we were very successful in that project, and we were very pleased with the outcome. So those are all the questions that you have for me. I encourage you to call or email me at any time with any more questions, and I hope to be hearing from you soon. Thank you, and have a nice day.